That's going to be your. So for those who don't want to be in the camera, you can turn it off. If you want to write your question and keep it private, you can just text through the texting message in the messaging system on Zoom. And we're going to start the recording. So we're starting the recording. Hi, everybody. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. Ask me anything Tuesday. So I didn't receive any questions from you. I guess you guys don't have any questions. I'm just going to get a little bit into details of what is happening in the company, and I will give you some announcements. So we are working on a platform that will provide you what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. And we are creating this platform. We're working on it, which hopefully probably going to start being active sometimes in January, where you're going to have much more information, and it's a membership-based program. And there are the different tiers, and you can always go back, and you're going to have all the recordings, because these recordings that we have on the YouTube, they're not going to be available on the YouTube starting, probably January. And but our membership will be mostly like a masterclass, like educational lecture type, like meetings. We're going to pick the topic, and we're going to be talking about those topics, and it's all going to be recorded in details, and then you guys can always go back and listen to it in full length. We're also going to work on certain memberships, which involves not just asking and getting on Zoom. It will involve also telehealth, and you will see all these, tiers of different type of membership. You can go online and you can see the pricing for each of them. And there is also concierge service, where you can get unlimited amounts of visits with me a year. Phone calls, unlimited questions. So, we have that as well. So we're working on a lot of stuff right now. The idea is to make sure that you guys are getting as much value as possible through our platform. And, today education is something that it's important. In healthcare, you need to know what is happening with your body. In healthcare, you need to know what your body needs to keep your body healthy and nourished. So with that being said, I would like to probably open up the conversation about holidays. And, the holiday season is here, and we're already going out, holiday parties, and, the food and this and that. And it's very easy to fall off the wagon if you've been good on the diet, and if you've been doing all these good stuff for yourself, and now all of a sudden, you start packing those pounds. So how to solve that? So number one, remember, we humans, the way we're designed to live in certain seasons, to live in a hibernation. I'm going to take you to that place where humanity was by itself, well, not by itself, but when humanity lived in the caves, and in the dawn of humanity, when we lived just like animals, any animals. We lived in the caves, we lived in the places where we had to hibernate certain seasons, and we were active certain seasons. So with the technology and with the invention of the light and electricity, we kind of lost that ability to hibernate. You can't say to your boss, hey, I'm in the hibernation season, I'm going to go and sleep till March, and then I'll be back in March. It just doesn't work that way. So today's society in general, it's not designed to live that type of life. But this body, this DNA has that. It's designed that way. So how do we keep that balance and not to disrupt our social life? And at the same time, how not to disrupt our health as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to escape, not to escape, but how to survive Christmas feasts, Christmas overeating, and how not to gain so much weight and get sick. The reason why I want to talk about this because the majority of my patients who come in with irregular bleeding, cyst formation, and all conditions that depend on hormonal balance, and those conditions come due to hormonal imbalance, majority of these people usually come starting January, February, March is a cyst. It's a regular period season. It's a cyst season, ovarian cyst season, and so forth. So, and that's the reason why, because number one, we don't hibernate. Number two, it's getting dark. The winter is here. And besides that, we eat crap. We don't sleep. We have deadlines. End of the year, so much going on. So by the time you reach January, February, your body starts falling apart. So how to prevent all of that as well? So let's start from the beginning. It is important to remember that when we enter hibernation season, you have to make sure that you are mimicking certain elements in your body. For example, heat and light, getting some light in your body, in your apartment, that generates UV light if possible. If you don't have big windows, like I have big windows, I'm lucky, I have a lot of sun, but some people don't. Just make sure you have something. And remember, the sun through these big windows, it's not going to pass through. The UV light is not going to pass through. You still have to be outside to get that UV light on your body, on your face. But then exposure is very limited because we all bundle up because it's so cold. So it is important to make sure that you're getting at least half-hour exposure on outside. Even if it's cold, try to find the time when you can go outside and just breathe the fresh air and just expose to that light as much as possible. If you can go half naked on the outside, I see sometimes people in this cold, they jog in their shorts and they all half naked in New York City. Good for them. That's very good because the more you're exposed to cold and the more you're exposed to light, you actually waking up those neurotransmitters, those endorphins, epinephrine, all these very important hormones and neurotransmitters that will help you to keep you happy and boost your immune system, brings oxygen in your body, and brings the blood flow into your body. Okay, so light is very important. Now, food. There are certain things, certain foods that are very good to eat, but you have to be also diligent about understanding the food itself because everything has its own energy and everything has its own element. Our universe, our planet consists of elements: element of water, element of earth, element of fire, and element of ether, and so forth. So you need to make sure that when you in the winter season is cold and is dry, so it's element of air. So we have a lot of element of air going on, but you want to make sure that you're also compensating with bringing some warmth and bringing some foods that actually, or spices that actually bring your body temperature up and keep your metabolism running. Okay, so what are they? Well, spices like black pepper, yes. What else? Ginger is pretty good also. It pacifies the air. Ginger, black pepper, garlic, if you like garlic. So those things, they bring some heat to your body. Of course, you don't overindulge on the spices, but cinnamon, that's another warming spices. You also can Google always warming foods, and you will see the list of Ayurvedic warming foods, which will bring that metabolism up to speed because everything just slows down and stalls. And besides the food, you also want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. And the sleep is not enough, meaning that enough of 8 hours of sleep, but making sure that you are getting good deep sleep, when you wake up, you're actually refreshed. You don't have to snooze about a button, push the button and force yourself out of bed. You have to make sure that you're getting up and you're feeling energized. And if you're not, clearly your adrenals drained. And we're going to talk about how to support your adrenals, especially during winter time. So let's talk about adrenals, how to support them during winter time. The very, very easy way to support them is to have ghee, which is clarified butter. You can buy it anywhere in the stores. And first thing in the morning, before you start your day, just take a little bit of ghee. Some people do a tablespoon, some people do half a teaspoon, whatever your desire is. Just tiny bit, like a quarter teaspoon is also okay. Put in a hot water, and first thing in the morning, you drink that water. Okay. You will see that your bowel movement will be irregular. You will see that your skin is not going to be as dry. So that is what will bring this, pacifies this air element in your body and brings the warmth to your body. And I'm going to say something very interesting, and you're probably going to be like, what? In order for us to have the warmth and increased temperature in our body, we need to have brown fat. We have yellow fat and we have brown fat. Brown fat is mostly in our back, mostly on the sides, mostly in the arms. And brown fat is responsible for your metabolism and your thermoregulation, meaning that keeping you warm and keeping your metabolism going. And what stimulates brown fat? Cold showers. Cold showers, yes. If you do cold showers every morning, you stimulate your brown fat, and guess what? You don't feel cold. And when I say cold showers, they go, in the morning, at the winter time, I'm always cold. I'm always cold too. I hate cold. But because of these cold showers, I actually can tolerate cold better. And during wintertime, the water is so freezing in New York City. It is just absolutely freezing. When you stay there for a minute, and on the second, 2 minutes later, you get this numbness on your skin, and that is when you know that you have this reset of your vascular system, and a reset of your sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system, and production of your brown fat. And by the way, when you have good fat, brown fat production in your body, like a good amount of brown fat, you lose weight automatically, even if you sleep. In your sleep, you will be losing weight. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that great? So that exercise is also very important. Very good yoga, like Bikram yoga or hot yoga. Doing it in the sauna is an amazing, amazing modality to also sweat and bring this hormone called BDNF, that is rejuvenating hormone, anti-inflammatory hormone. It's a longevity hormone, and it also boosts your immune system so you don't get sick. At this moment, so many people are getting sick, kids, adults. Strep throat. First, it's like a virus, then it's bronchitis, then it's a strep throat. They go on one antibiotic, the second antibiotic, then they go on Medropax and prednisone and so forth. So why? Because our immune system is not equipped to fight. And why is not equipped? Because number one, because we do not take care of our body the way we're supposed to. And number two, in the past couple of years, we've been wearing masks for a long time. So we didn't train our immune system. Our immune system has to be constantly exposed to all these viruses and bacteria that we're surrounded by. And this is how we train ourselves. When we were little kids, from the age of 0 to 3, we constantly got sick. That's what happens to kids. And that's the reason why it happens, because the immune system body, that little body is being exposed to those germs, and then immune system is responding. And this is how you develop a great immune system as you grow up. So I'm not saying go and lick the face of the person who is sick, but what I'm saying is just make sure that you wash your hands, because most of the time, even people coughing at you majority of the time we get sickness from our hands, from the hands, okay? So it's important to wash your hands. So, and of course, vitamins are so important. Vitamin C, you have to take vitamin C, at least 1,000 a day. If you can't do vitamin C, you can do lemon, 2 lemons, whole lemons, just peel them, put them in the water, hot water, squeeze them and just drink that water. You got it. You got your vitamin C, the best vitamin C. The only thing is, make sure as soon as you cut and peel the lemon, you have to use that immediately within, put the water immediately and drink that water within an hour or two. Why? Because then vitamin D starts to degrade and destroy it. So that's how you get whole food vitamin C. Vitamin D is must. You have to do it. We have a lot of good stuff in the office that we sell, those green powders that has everything. So you don't have to take a bunch of vitamins. We have them online too. You can go on website and you can check and order them. Pretty good, just 1 scoop and you mix it and take it. And by the way, on our website, we have one very, very good combination that has turmeric and has some other ashwagandha, turmeric, and all these Ayurvedic herbs in the mix called Gold. That one is amazing to take during winter time. So do that. We do have also mushroom tinctures that also boost your immune system, adaptogens, lion's mane, chaga. So you're gonna have to really do that routine with the nutrition because you are going against your physiology. We are going against our physiology during this winter time. So you're going to have to kind of compensate with that. Acupuncture would be great. And then also there's a very good exercises in Kundalini yoga. When you do some breath work, some breathing techniques, I'm sure you can find them online if you want to, but the best one is, I'm going to look very funny right now, but I'm going to show you. You have to stick out your tongue and then breathe as like a painting dog, like dog when in a hot day, the dog is out of water and it's just painting. This is how you have to breathe with your belly, not with your chest, but with your belly. If you do that for a minute, 2 minutes a day, that too will help you to boost your immune system and prevent diseases. Just make sure that when you stick out your tongue, you're really sticking it out. So all the muscles that you could feel, it's really, you're pulling it while you're sticking your tongue out. Very, very good exercise to stimulate your thymus, stimulate your immune system. So here you have it. And then let's talk about how to survive the feasts. We're going to talk about this probably for the next month. We have one more meeting next week, I think, and after that it's going to be a holiday, so we're not going to meet during those holiday days. So the best way is to do intermittent fasting during the season. So, and then when you eat like have a window, like you can eat anything you want in any amounts. Of course, try to be civilized, but you can eat that, but try to bring that window of eating in 5 hours or 6 hours. In that case, it will not affect you as much as if you would eat it all day long. Christmas night, and then Christmas day, and then Christmas breakfast, and then after Christmas, and then New Year's Eve. It's going to be never ending. And in 2 weeks, you will be 20 pounds heavier. But in order to prevent that, you still can eat, you can still socialize, you can still sit at the table and don't look like a weirdo, but you will be eating just within the window. That's one option. Second option is, again, not to be a weirdo, just to eat, let's say, only protein foods, but not to eat cakes, not to eat pies, not to eat this carbohydrate enriched foods and the cookies and so forth. So you have a choice, and it's actually not that difficult. So it's possible, it's doable. So do that, and hopefully it will help. Unfortunately, alcohol does not help at all. unfortunately. But I know it's a holiday and a lot of you probably will be, drinking some champagne and maybe wine. Just make sure that you're doing it within some measures. Make sure that you are watching. Don't overindulge yourself in those things. So that would be my little tips here and there during this holiday season, how to survive the holiday season and how to stay healthy and not to get strep throat. Any questions so far? Anybody? Been yapping for 30 minutes. Oh yeah, before we go, we actually going to have a promotion for New Year's. Speaking of eating too much, this program called New Year, New You resolution. And that will help you to detoxify, restart your metabolism, metabolism, and detoxify you after all these holiday dinners and lunches that we have, and then start the new year fresh and healthy. So you can check out our website. It's all cooking there, so it's all going to be available by the end of this month. So stay tuned. So I'm assuming no questions. It would be probably then we're wrapping it up. Unless if you do have questions, let me see. No questions. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. And I'll see you next week. Happy holidays. Bye.